Has this happened to you? You're writing a new proposal. You're in a hurry. So what do? You go find the last proposal, make a copy of it, make changes to it, and get it out the door. In this video, we're going to show you there's a better way to creating proposals. One-off proposals, templates, Word documents, past proposals, these are all ways we create proposals. In most cases, these are truly ineffective methods. If you really want to be successful in getting your proposals out of the door consistently and quickly, you need to have a system in place to make it easy to generate your proposals. Now, for many businesses, there is a system. The system involved a Microsoft Word template that was created, and somebody maybe created that template a while ago. But what happens is, when you use that template and you create the next proposal, little edits are made, changes are made, additions are put in there. And those are put in the proposal, not in the supporting template. And as this progresses and goes on, eventually the template you started with is pretty much worthless. And the only thing you can really do is go back to past proposals, find the one that's closest to what you're doing, copy it, edit it, and hope you replace the client's name in all the right places. But there is a better way. There are many tools on the market for creating proposals consistently. And in this video, I'm going to show how we do this at Content First Marketing. There are a lot of businesses out there where they do a service, and that service requires some form of design and construction. And it's actually different every time. In a services business, you can have customization of a solution and still have standardization in how you create your proposals. And it all comes down to how you set up the structure and the templates for the content in that proposal. Design and construction might be priced differently every time, but your proposal doesn't have to be completely different every time. So let's talk about how we use standardization. We use a tool in our company called Proposify. Now, the great thing about Proposify is it has built-in digital signatures. So when we send out a link to our proposal, our client can sign it digitally right then and there. And that makes it really easy and streamlined to get that initial close completed. The second thing that's really important about a tool like, in our case, Proposify, is it has integration with our CRM system. When we're writing a proposal, we can actually pull contact information straight out of the CRM. Or if it's a brand new contact, we can create it and push it to the CRM. In addition, the act of creating the proposal can create an opportunity in our CRM system. This tightens the integration between the two systems, and it makes it really easy for pipeline management in the CRM using a proposal tool that ties into it. So we're going to talk a bit about two concepts. Concept is sections and templates. We always think about a proposal as a proposal template, which is a big document that you reuse each time. But within a proposal, there are often many sections. Each section is typically about a service that you might deliver. If you start with a template that has multiple sections, inevitably, you're just going to end up deleting things or changing things. However, if you organize the structure of your proposal, that the template as a series of sections coming together, then it makes it much easier to put together the right proposal for that client using standardized content that goes into it. And the last thing is having a proposal with what I'll call an order page. That is a page that itemizes what they're purchasing, what it'll cost, breaks it down, and has the signature right there. That makes it so easy to communicate what it's going to cost to do something and to get confirmation from our client via signature that they want to work with us. So I'm going to take you into this. So let's get into Proposify right now. So we think about our proposals just like we think about CRM. That is, we have a pipeline of opportunities that are working. Once you've created and delivered a proposal, you still have to work it to close. And Proposify is no different. We have the concept of a pipeline. And within that pipeline, we can see the proposals. We can see which are in draft. We can see which proposals are pending, which have been open, which have not been read yet, which is often a red flag that you need to jump on, and which has been won or lost. And one of the things software like Proposify has going for it that sending out a traditional Word document or PDF doesn't, is that we can track the interactions with that proposal. When we send it to the client, we know when the client opened it. We know how much time the client spent reading it. In fact, within the proposal, I can look at each page and see how much time was spent viewing each page and how many times they went to that page. This gives me an idea of areas that there may be more questions. So if I see that a lot of time was spent on a specific page, I might give them a call and see if I need to spend some time with them explaining that page further. And because of that, because we can get all those interactions, we can have an activity log. So we can see when somebody opens it, when they click, and immediately when they sign it, we get an alert letting us know that this happened. This makes it really easy for us to work with our client when they are in the point in their workday where they can look at the proposal and get answers to them when they need them. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a proposal. We're going to create a proposal. I'm going to do this for the service lines we do at Content First Marketing, but this is applicable to any other business. And you'll see how these things come together. I just go and create a new document. So I start in the dashboard area, I create a new document. And from there, I am presented with templates. I can have a template, which is a collection of sections for different types of proposals. For this demonstration, I have a single template up there, but I could have multiple templates depending on the different types of things we offer or the different ways we want to position those offers. I'm going to choose to use this. And then, since I started with a template, it has a generic name. I'm going to change the name of the proposal. And now I have to pick a client. Maybe this is a client that's been around for a while, maybe it's a new one. I'm going to add a client. In this case, I know I have this contact in our CRM. We're using Infusionsoft, but you could use other CRMs as well. I'm going to import that contact information. And I'll put in the email address of the contact. And then I can select that contact, and now they get imported into Proposify along with their contact details, company information, etc. The next thing I can do, which is really useful, is it can create an opportunity for me in the CRM. The act of creating the proposal automatically puts something in my pipeline that can be managed. And if there are any files that I have to attach or notes, things like that, I can do it all at this stage. Essentially what I'm doing is putting in the metadata about a proposal right here. But the heart of the proposal, well, that's the template and the sections within it. What we like to do is use a unique cover for each proposal. And the cover is typically a reflection of the prospective client that we're working with. Male, female, healthcare, business, professional, casual. And so we have several different covers in this specific template. I'm going to choose the template that's right for me. Since my target client is myself, I'm probably going to look for one that is a male around my age doing some sort of interaction with a group. So I'm going to hide the healthcare template because I don't need that. And then the supplemental templates, the supplemental cover pages within this template, I just remove them completely. And I found this cover called Executive. I'll use that one. Now the template uses variables to store company name, client name, things like that. There's really no reason to edit the text on the screen directly. You should simply just change the values within the variable. Now sometimes there are reasons for that, and I'll walk you through that. What we do is we have a framework here in our understanding that is the initial letter that the client sees. The first section speaks to what it is that we discussed in our discovery call, our kickoff call, our preliminary call. And from there, we put in what we think their budget may be, potentially what we believe the results should be of the effort. Essentially, this is the page at the beginning of the proposal where we ensure that we understood what this prospective client was looking for. If we don't have a clear connection on this page, there's no reason to go forward. So this is a very important page. It helps clarify that we understand what they want from us and that we can place on this page the high level of what it is we want to do. put extra emphasis on getting this page right, getting your understanding of the proposal right, all the other things will just fall into place. Now the next page, well, that's the me page. In every proposal, there's usually a page that speaks to the company. In this case, this speaks to Content First Marketing, and it speaks more specifically to our people and why we exist. We want to make sure our client understands why we get out of bed every day and why we do what we do. And so it's really important to articulate this page to the client right after our understanding so that they know that we're the right company for them. Now, in most services industries, you have some form of methodology. You have a way that you do things, and we're no different. So once we get past our understanding and why we do what we do, then we get into our overview of how we believe all the pieces of digital marketing should fit together. So we use this as a slide to educate on how the various services we do fit together. Most times when we're communicating with a client, they've used some aspect of what we do, but maybe not necessarily in the way we tie it all together. So we like to take them through these simple 1, 2, 3 steps to share with them how we do things in our company. And we give it a simple name. We call it an integrated marketing plan. The idea is when you're presenting a proposal, you're presenting a plan to the client. You had a discovery call with them. You learned about them. Now you're presenting, this is how I believe you will benefit best going forward. So we think of this as a plan more so than just a proposal with pricing information. It's a way to help them understand what is going to happen next and why this should happen. Now, I'm not going to go through every section of the proposal, but know that we have other differentiators in there. We differentiate ourselves by measurable results. Other businesses may take a different approach. I have a differentiator slide in there as well. And then each subsequent section speaks to a service line. So we have a 1 or 2 slide section for each service that we're proposing. We are not trying to sell them everything we do. This is still a proposal. It's intended to support our understanding of where we're going, and it's intended to support the plan that we're going to convey to them. Within each section, we can then share what we do and how we do it so that they can ask some questions and understand it. So whether that's talking to the website presence, and if you want to learn more about how we do that, you can see a link above, or whether it's nurture marketing or Google Ads or any other aspect of our business, we have the slides in there to support it, and we can walk them through it. But what makes this really important is this is standardized content. We are not revising it. We are not tweaking it. We're not changing it with each proposal. The area to customize the proposal, that's in our understanding. And a little further down, there's another area of customization. But the middle pieces, the areas that convey what we do and how we do it, that is standardized. You don't have something specific to the client in those pages. This allows us to get proposals created much more quickly, and they're much more consistent. It also eliminates any confusion after a proposal's been signed when you move on to operations to start delivery. You don't want to tweak something in a proposal to make it slightly different, only for operations not to know about it later. So that's why standardization is so important on the inner pages of a proposal. For some proposals, we'll include a recent work page, so it makes it easy for them to go see what we've done in the past. We may also have some form of plan. Now, I'd mentioned earlier that everything is standardized. Well, at the bottom, we will have this slide that is a section that has a few blocks on it. And usually it's week 1, week 2, week 3. It's what we're doing. Many times the client just wants to understand what's happening next. And so for that slide, we may add a little bit of customization. We may import the section from our section library, but we're going to customize it specific to that client so that it's very clear that the steps we're taking support our understanding at the very beginning of the proposal. Now the last page, the order form page, this page is really important. This is where we take what we do and we make it very simple to understand how much it costs. And so each line item in here is specific to what's being offered. So we want to have it so it's really easy to see what it is that they're purchasing. And on the right side, we have the terms and conditions. We have our main terms and conditions that we want to make sure nobody misses on this page. And then further in our website, on a TC page, we have our detailed terms and conditions. Terms and conditions can get very lengthy, and there also can be links to different terms based on different services being purchased. So rather than put all of this into the proposal, we have a link to it so they can go to it and look for it later. One last thing I'd like to mention is when you have a model where that you have multiple items, multiple line items with different prices and they're hitting at different points in time, month 1, month 2, month 3, it can get really confusing for your client to figure out exactly what they're spending each month. So what we do is we create a grid, and we'll either do it as a separate page or put it on the order form page, and it will give them an idea of what they're going to pay at which month. This makes it so much easier for them to see. So that's it. That's how we structure the proposal. Now to get into Proposify a little deeper, let me show you a few little features. So I mentioned the concept of a template being composed of sections. So we have all of the different sections of our proposal in one area. What this means is I can create a new proposal and just pull in sections as necessary. Or if I accidentally removed a section from my proposal that I'm writing, I can bring it back in from the library that we have. There might be items that we very rarely sell, but we still need to have the copy around it and the sales writing around it and the imagery around it that we can use in a proposal. Those things will sit in this section library so that when we're creating the proposal, we can drag it in. For example, I showed you a few boxes that talked about the timeline, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. What if we wanted a more sophisticated Gantt chart that covered all the areas of services we do? I could have dragged the Gantt chart section into the proposal, and that would have made it a lot easier for me as I'm developing it. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. So once your proposal's written, it needs to go out for digital signature. And that is another great aspect of a tool like Proposify. We can just send it straight out from the tool itself. So I'm going to click Send Proposal. And I can see I have the signatory on there, which happens to be me with a different email address. And then I have the signatory on there as my Content First marketing address. And I have the message body, which follows, again, a standardized message body. This can be changed before it goes out. Do not hesitate to make it more personalized to the recipient. You start with the standardized template here, but you adapt it to that recipient. So I've adapted it to that person. There are other things that we have in there as well. Once they've signed it, a thank you email can automatically go out, and we have different templates for the thank you emails. We have a standard thank you email, and we have a separate one with a credit card request. Majority of our clients pay with a credit card. This one allows them to securely provide credit card information following a link in the thank you email. So as soon as they sign the proposal, they get this email, and they can go provide their credit card information, which goes straight to accounting in our order management system. Now, what if you send this out and they don't do anything with it? Well, we can have a reminder email go out as well. In our case, the default is sending a reminder in 2 days, but you can send it out anytime. And much like the others, this is a template. I'm just working off the default reminder email for this demonstration. This will go to the prospective client in 2 days if they don't sign the proposal in that time. So now that everything's set up and ready, I can send it off. And the client will get the email with the link to proposal, and as soon as that client opens it, I'll know something's happening. So now I opened up the proposal on another screen, and you can see in Proposify, it actually knows that I'm currently viewing it. This is really useful. You now know when the client's working with the proposal. And if you feel like it at that time, you could pick up a phone and call, see if they have any questions, help them move the proposal across the finish line. This makes it so much easier. So that's it. That's Proposify. It's a great way for us to manage proposals. Now again, there are many tools out there like that, but when you are building proposals and you find yourself in a situation where you are continually duplicating past content or you're not having some sort of standardization, look for software to do this for you. That software should have digital signatures available. It should have an audit trail of all activity, and it should have CRM integration, plus the capability of having standardized sections that can be pulled in and pulled out of the proposal going forward. I hope this is helpful. I do videos like this all the time, sometimes on business and marketing, other times on tools, technology, and mindset. If this is helpful, I'd appreciate a subscription and a like. If you had some comments on how I did things here, maybe you do things completely different, put the comments below. I love to hear from other business people. Thanks again for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.